Hello, I'm Vintage Amelia and I'd like to tell you about my crochet hair curlers. They come in 3 sizes and they're lovely and soft so you can sleep with them in. And you've got the large, that's about 2 centimetres across, and I pad mine so that they are, they keep their shape better, they don't go flat and you end up with really tight curls. These will make a nice fat round curl. The medium is 1.5 centimetres, so it's a good size for vintage. I use that a lot for my hair and I'm going to use that today. And the small, now this would be good for people who've got shorter hair and maybe want to create like a poodle at the front, or even if you've got long hair and you want ringlets, but you'd have to take really small sections. So these are the size curlers come in, and it's not only the size of the curler you buy, it's also the size of the section you take and also what your hair type's like. So my head's really super fine, there's not a lot of it, but with curling it and a bit of smoke and mirrors I can make it look much bigger and much fuller, which I'm going to hopefully share with you over the next few videos. And they're really easy to use. They're basically just a tube with padding in, and then all you do is you've got a loop at the end here and you roll around your hair, and then you put the end of the roller through the loop to secure it, and there you go, and your hair would be in here. I'm going to show you in a moment anyway, but they're super soft, super comfy to sleep in. Once you've put them in, I would suggest putting a hairnet over the top, a slumber net or a scarf of some description, something that you find comfortable and easy to use, and sleep with them in overnight and then take them out and style them the next day. So I'm going to now roll my hair with the blue. Because my hair's fine, I can get away with the blue with quite large sections really. I've let it dry, I've just washed it, but I've let it sort of air dry for a bit, so it's still damp, but it's not absolutely soaking wet. And I'm just going to pop some Foxy curls through. You can use setting lotion, you can use whatever really suits your hair. If your hair, my hair's quite frizzy and wavy, so I need something to smooth it, which is what this does. But you might need something to hold the curl. Mine holds the curl really well. So then you might need a setting lotion. If I set other people's hair, because I'm a vintage hairdresser, if I set other people's hair, sometimes I use a setting lotion. Sometimes if I'm doing a dry set with heated rollers, I'll use a gel spray. So like a hairspray, but in a pump gel version. Sometimes I just put through a smoothing. If they've got, quite a curl or a wave in their hair anyway, I'll put something through to smooth it. So it depends on the hair type, and it's trial and error really. It's, lots of years of practicing different setting ways of putting the rollers in, different section sizes, all sorts of things like that. So let's pop some rollers in. Now mine are a little bit discoloured because I used to have scarlet red hair, so you'll have to excuse that. But I've been using them now for nearly a year, at least once a week, and they're still going strong. So my first section, you can see there, basically when I was at college training, it had to be absolutely perfection, but no one's examining me now. So you just take what you regard as enough hair for your roller. I have some people who use less than 10 on their hair, and I have some people who use 20 on their hair. My hair, like I said, is very fine, so I'm just going to put 3 going back on the top. And you notice I hold it halfway and roll the hair round. Tuck those ends in and roll down. Find your loop and pop the end of the roller through. So it's almost like a horseshoe shape I take, just to sort of And I use my nails to take the section, but I mean you can use the end of a comb if you want to. These are available on my website as well, because I love them. They're great for sectioning, they're great for back combing, and they're great for smoothing. There you go. So I've got 3 along the top, and I like big hair, so I've rolled away from my face, and I want the roller to sit on the section so that I get some lift. If you wanted not to have any lift and you just wanted a curl at the end, so like a beachy sort of curl, you could just pull the hair down, put the hair into it and roll her up and leave it so that this is very straight, and you'd get a lovely curl, but you'd get that no height on the root. I like height on the root. I like big hair because I've got fine hair and not a lot of it. I like to try and make out I've got more than I've got. So if you had really uber thick hair, you could either go for the large red roller and take smaller sections, or you could go for the middle-sized one and take average sections. Also, I suppose it depends on the size of your head. You know, lots of people have smaller heads than others. So these are all just going straight in on top of the section I've taken. Okay, so I did the sort of length of that top section that the 3 are in, but because I've done it quite thin, I'm rollering it down. You'll notice I brush every section before I roller it, because you don't want any knots. You want to smooth everything out before you roller it. So, and at the front here, I like to roller onto my face. That's just years of trial and error, trying different roll patterns and deciding this was the one for me. So on the top, I rolled away from my face, and on the side here, I'm rolling towards my face. That hopefully creates a nice S shape, because this will go back and then this will come forward, and you create that nice S that's very vintage. So this is rolled away from my face, and these 2 will roll towards my face. This is just what works for me. It's not necessarily what will work for everybody, and it might not give you the end result you want. So try it and see. I think that's too small. It feels too small. So that's too wide. You don't want it to bag off, be too baggy on either side of the, so you really want it maybe, I don't know, roughly, I suppose my sections are maybe 2.5, is that 2.5 inches? And maybe an inch and a half in depth. So the same, this section here is the same as this one here, just round the other way. So I try and make all my sections quite even so the hair dries evenly, because there's nothing worse than having loads of hair on one roller and you take all your rollers out and it all looks lovely and then you've got one wet patch. So try and make your sections all even. My wet one's usually this one, because I usually put too much in on my crown and then I have a wet patch. So I section, brush, twist the ends on, tuck the ends in and roll down. And I roll quite tight. but again, it's personal preference. If you want to leave them quite baggy so you don't have that tight root lift. This will help. Brushing through with a really good brush when you roller will help you get shine as well. It will really, because you'll smooth the cuticle of the hair shaft down, and that's what makes your hair shiny. You can always cheat at the end and put shine spray on, but I don't think anything beats the true shine. So what I'm going to do is sleep in these tonight, and then tomorrow I'll come back and show you what it looks like. I don't always like the first day of my set. I only wash my hair once a week, so this will last me all week. And I don't really like the first day. It's all too clean and fluffy, and it's okay, but I like day 3 and 4 are the best, because the hair's calmed down, the curl's really lovely and smooth, and you can just style it because the hair's a little bit dirtier. At the back here, I do what I call brickwork. So if there's a roller, I'll then do a parting directly underneath and put one across, so you don't end up with big lines down the back of your hair and it parts. If there's a roller there, I'd put one there and there. I'd split here and put one there and one there. Does that make sense? I hope so. I'll turn around so you can see in a minute. So that hairline at the back always gets a little bit knotty. So when I turn around, you won't see a parting going from my crown to my hairline at the bottom here. You'll see lots of little ones, hopefully, all dotted about, so that we don't get, it's nothing worse than your hair parting down the back. Okay, so they're all in, and if I turn around for you, hopefully you can see that. I hope you saw that. And there you go. So I did 1, 2, 3 rolled away from the face. These 2 were rolled straight down. These 2 were rolled forward, and then the whole of the back section was rolled downwards, down and under, and in a brickwork fashion. So I did 1, 2, 3, and then I did 2 under that, then I did 3, then I did 2 under that. So I've got 15, I think, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I think I've got in, actually. Yeah, I think I've got 11 in. So there, the rollers are in, and I'm just gonna chill out for the rest of the day, rest of the evening, and let's see how it turns out tomorrow. Okay, thanks. Any problems or any questions, then please message me, and you can find the rollers on vintageameliauk.com. And great, get in touch if you need any help, and I'll see you tomorrow to show you how these turn out. Thank you.